dives have not been clean from Norway so far. They're diving one at a time, trying to alternate the Winston and the D.Va. There's basically no high ground pressure. Where's the sleep dart? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, Unko?
No, can you land it, Unko? No.
All right.
All right. Gonna let him go. Gonna let him go, and Norway, of course, with that really delayed respawn for the D.Va, are going to have to take even longer to get set up for that next push.
Yeah, I like what
burnt off the clock.
I like what France was doing too. Just go ahead and nano boost Nox. That has been their MO, their modus operandi throughout this tournament so far, is use that on Nox more often than not. And because he's able to sort of 1v2 in the backline right there, Onigod was not long for this world.
Yeah. And it's a really good way to identify, you know, and exploit a team that's dive is looking kind of rough. Norway coming in, trying this one again. AKM holding strong in the hallway for the moment. Ooh, until he gets tagged by Envision's Pulse Bomb. Onigod jumping in. This is a good opportunity for Norway to maybe take the point. Couple kills for Rogue, for France rather. But maybe, just maybe, now Norway just not looking like they've got enough. I mean, I feel like that was their best chance, and with 1:20 left on the clock, I think it's going to be tough for Norway to have anything but a full hold here in their attack round.
Yeah, especially because AKM still has the tac visor up, and the sound barrier will be useful once Wins makes it back to the point. Nano boosting the tac visor, also another option. Norway, it looked like Decod fell a little bit short there on his initial jump in, and that left Aiko alone on the high ground. Not a great position. 60 seconds remaining, and Norway still scraping for a first tick.
Oh, AKM with the nano visor coming in, gets a kill on the Trob already, looking for more. Backing up now, he's got plenty of health though. Nice rocket onto Onigod yet again. We are down to just 40 seconds for Norway's attack run. Rough start for Team Norway, strong start for France.
Wins holding on to the sound barrier too. The delay is going to be huge for France right here. Yeah. Nox will be able to most likely get the Primal Rage up in the interim while he has that sound barrier on him. So France in a very good position to stall this out for an extended period of time.
This is it. Norway, if they want to get the payload moving, they need to have a successful attack right here, right now. Soon with that Pulse Bomb, he's been so clutch all week long. Gets, oh, it got absorbed. Pulse Bomb absorbed. AKM with the kill onto Envision though. Answering back, and there's the sound barrier now for France. They're set up great to win this fight. Self-destruct comes in, no kills with that one. And Norway not even able to get to the point. That is a full hold for France.
Yeah, Aiko was resuiting after that self-destruct.
What?
Daring for the emoticons, I guess. I don't know whose emoticon that is.
I'm not quite sure. I double dog dare you. I have no idea.
That was a pretty convincing hold right there. Norway didn't make too many variations.
Yeah.
And they could have gone perhaps for a harder dive at a certain point. They could have also changed up to a Far Mercy and at least tried to control the upper levels, but not going to make any changes. And now France, the dive team, should be well set up to deal with the first point of Numbani.
Good start for France. AKM, a big part of that. Great soldier play on the high ground. But, you know, I mean, when your opponents have as much trouble with the dive as we saw Norway have there, it's not too tough to have a good soldier performance.
Yeah, the coordination just a little bit lacking, and every time they tried to get onto the high ground, it was just falling back into the corridors for France. And you either have to punish that by coming around the long side of the point into the corridors with something like a tracer, or you just have to switch up to a composition that can commit more to that high ground, because when France repositions up there, it's easy for them to catch you in a pincer. So you really need to be careful, and it does take a lot of coordination in order to make that work.
You know, I think it's about time somebody cleaned out that airport. I mean, those robots have been lying there for a long time at this point.
Months now, really.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think somebody would do that. You'd think sometime this airport would have to be operational again.
I wonder if this map is just going to be like this forever.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Actually,
we'll find out.
I have no idea. The pointless, broken, gauntletless payload that people are still delivering for some reason.
It's still a fun map. I loved Numbani. But on the lore side of things, it may need to tweak it a little bit. We'll see. France on the attack now. Norway hoping for a full hold to at least tie it up, but France only needs that first tick on the control meter to win this one.
They absolutely do. Soon will be wrapping around the side. Does get an eye on Envision right there, and we will see a Tracer duel starting up. Goes back, doubles back to the Mega Health Pack underneath. So sneaking in, and those are 2 kills already, Noah.
Oh boy. Well, you know, it was a fun map, but Numbani's over. All right. Well, there you go. That's that. Okay.
It was
1-0 for France.
It was a good time while it lasted.
It was short but sweet, I suppose.
Well, what do you say? That was France's map selection. They did come in as the first seed into this, so at the very least, Norway will have further opportunities to at least try and play to maps that are more their strength. First time we've seen anybody this tournament, and France looked good.
I would say AKM, man, play of the match, and you know, again, his team set him up for success. And when you get the nano boost, when you get the kind of disjointed attacks that we saw from Norway, I mean, you're going to have some success, and AKM certainly had that. It is a best of 5. Norway, of course, still with chances to come back, but strong opening showing by France.
Yeah. I don't want to circumvent the globe anytime soon.
It's a good thing.
I actually like being on Earth.
I like the mood. It's a really good thing that speaking isn't like my job or anything. Here we go on to Shrine, guys. Norway versus France. France in the blue, Norway in the red. Once again, DCOD going down early, courtesy of who else but AKM. And France with a great start early on. Man, this is like the AKM show now. It's rough. Yeah, why not? Grab another one. Yep. Okay. Well, I guess France is going to get the point first.
Just walk up and, of course, use those Helix rockets to pick off the Tracer to start things, and France just simply runs into the point and takes it. Yeah. Not much to say there.
Not so much, no.
And we're not seeing anything from Norway. You know, previously we saw Norway at least attempting to run a Zarya on this map, but that's not coming forward yet. They were picked apart a little bit because I think their engages were pretty transparent. Put the bubble onto DCOD, and then their backline sort of got ruined.
You know, in this case, it's kind of a matter of, you know, clever strategy versus comfort picks. And right now, Norway's still going with those comfort picks coming into this one. DCOD falls again almost instantly. He's been coming in so early against his team, and man, another Helix rocket to the face of Aiko this time.
It is always such a pleasure to watch AKM play Soldier. The accuracy on those Helix rockets is nearly second to none out of all players in the world. And you see that picking players out of the sky seemingly effortlessly. Great timing there on the projectile from AKM. And
I mean, his right clicks are heat-seeking Helix rockets in this case. Except for Genji, I don't know how much heat he really produces. He is more machine now than man. But
yeah, but he probably has a reactor of some sort, right? He must be producing some heat.
Could be cold fusion, though. Who knows? AKM trying to get Norway in his sights, looking for those kills. Nothing quite yet. Gonna get the kill. No, there's a Primal Rage on DCOD. Norway not giving up just yet. That ultimate not working out for France. They do have the sound barrier, though. Envision falls to Unko. Soon did get taken out. And here's the Dragon Blade now for Norway, but they've lost a few people already. Aiko needs to come up bigger than that. 2 kills is nice, but they need more.
Unko nearly nailed a major right click right there, but does end up falling. Transcendence maybe a little bit late right there as the ulting Winston going to batter Norway into the corner.
Well, it keeps the tanks up, right? And I mean, it's going to keep France on the point as well. DCOD coming back in now, but he doesn't have the support from his team. They're just not there. Coming back in, but it's a little bit too late. And now we are up to 99%. France into overtime already. And I don't know. We'll see if Norway can flip this one. Aiko does have that sound barrier, but again, Norway attacking this one short-handed. It doesn't look like it's going to work out.
And here comes the peek around, and not going to hit anything, going straight into the Winston barrier, but gets the Orb of Discord down, and that will be the end of DCOD, and likely the end of this point in favor of France.
Certainly seems that way. France takes Shrine 99-0. And these are best of 3 control maps, so.
This may be more one-sided than we anticipated.
You know things are getting bad when Monte Cristo's analysis is, uh-oh.
Well,
a lot to say there.
Well, what do you say at this point? Full hold on Nimbani, 99-0 on a map they selected. There's still more points left, though. I believe in you, DCOD.
We're moving on to Village here. Is that a Norway fan? I would imagine.
Well, they're crying because there's no Sombra in this match.
Could be. But yet they have Genji shirts. I'm getting mixed messages from these fans.
Hey, they just like all the heroes, Noah. You don't have to choose just one. You can change it any time.
That's true. Wow, great plug there. Here we go, France coming in from the high ground. We are on to Village. Norway really needs to tie this one up. If they go down 0-2, things are going to be looking pretty grim.
Well, that they will. We can hope for the big reverse sweep, but Onigod actually getting zoned out right there. DCOD very low and getting his head shot in by Soon from the high ground. He's actually been able to stay alive for quite a long time. And
well, France still getting the kills in the end with this fight, though. So it seemed close for a moment, but France able to eventually just kind of grind their way through Team Norway, and they will claim the point first. Team kill even.
Well, there we go. Back
Ouch.
over to France. Haven't seen a cap from Norway yet, and they're not going to get the first one here. Now, are they going to come through the high ground again? Wow, that's pretty aggressive.
You know,
AKM doesn't like that. Damn it.
Oh, Soldier. Rated T for T. Yeah, it really feels like France has kind of unleashed themselves at this point. I think Malik got a little bit mad in the interview. He's like, "You haven't been on your game this week," and now Rogue is like, "You know what? You're right. It's time to get back in their game." And they certainly seem to be doing just that as they repel Norway once again with ease.
Yeah, not even really using any ultimate so far. Everybody's stacking them up for the time being. Norway lost some members early, trying to come through the high ground. I think you need to switch up your approach now, Norway, and that's what they'll do. Walk through the gateway, lower down. Onigod, he's sneaking. He wants this tac visor. Who's in his sights? Nobody.
Go. IPN goes down a little bit early here. AKM has his tac visor as well. Nico at 2 on the Diva, actually, man.
Well, they were already walking through the gateway, and Onigod was sneaking up top, so it was sort of a 6v5 as France pounced on them on the low ground.
If there are children in the room, you may want to cover their eyes. It's,
except for the French children, right?
Yes, that's right. The French children can watch. Yeah, they'd be happy to see this. It's getting hard for me to watch, though.
Les enfants.
I don't speak French, but whatever you say. Say it in Korean, and I got that. Here we go. Sound barrier for France as they try to repel Norway. Probably the last big attack chance Norway's got. They've dropped their own sound barrier as well. Onigod with the kill onto Wins, so maybe an opportunity here. The kill's coming in this time. Decod onto AKM now, and he's being pocket healed by the Transcendence from IPN, and it looks like Norway finally will flip this point.
Came at a pretty steep cost there, Doa. Both support ultimates having to be used. Unko's going to be back with the Transcendence, and France looking to just make it back. They have 5% to go, but finally Norway getting some purchase in this match.
Yeah, getting some control percent building up. They've got some opportunities here, but France, of course, with all the time in the world to build some ults and then come back and retake this one.
Decod's got to be careful. Falling pretty low there, but at least they're going to take out Wins.
Oh, this is not great. AKM with another kill from that tac visor. A few members of Norway already fell. Self-destruct. Self-destruct does get AKM, but he took out the Diva on the way down, so it's okay.
He knew that his fate had been sealed, so you might as well just prevent the Diva from resuiting if you can, and that's going to be it.
Get there? That's that. All right, well, France with the 2-0 lead in this series already. It's kind of one of those blink and you miss it best of 5s, I suppose.
Well, we'll see. Again, another map can be selected here by Norway. Will be an assault map.
Sure.
Probably will be Horizon, you have to assume. And France, even though they have limited experience on that map so far, has still won the Horizon maps that they played.
They haven't seemed to really be slowed down by it at all. Unko with the play of the game. Definitely one of the better players. I mean, everybody's make peanut butter on the moon. That's important to remember.
I agree. We can't make peanut butter on the moon. Thanks.
Not yet.
That's for helping me win my argument.
We'll get there, and that's what Overwatch is all about. A bright future with moon peanut butter. Norway on the attack here on Horizon Lunar Colony. France, of course, on the defense. AKM up on that high ground with that deadly, deadly Soldier 76. Wow. Tracking.
Wow.
Dude, he's not even ulting. I know, right? Hashtag beautiful tracking. Oh, Envision ends the tracking right there. Decod taking a nap as Norway tries to get onto the point, but Nico and Nox saying no, no. That's a lot of alliteration, but it's also a lot of death on Team Norway. France looks like they're going to be holding for a bit.
Now they are pushing Norway back, at least for the time being. An encouraging early kill, but the back line of France was dove, or the back line of Norway, rather, was dove in the meantime, even though they did manage to get the kill onto AKM.
True enough. Unko with that kill onto Decod at the very end, and Norway regrouping.
They are. So AKM moving back up to the high ground now. His favorite place in Overwatch, the high ground.
That's where Soldier lives. He lives on the high ground.
Are you ready for another nano boost onto Nox, Noah?
I think so.
I'm ready.
I think I am. You ready? Okay, I was going to check.
That's good. Nano Nox is my favorite kind of Nox.
Nano Nox? Really tiny Nox?
Yeah.
All right, well, you know, to each his own. Norway trying to come in, Envision does have that pulse bomb, but they need a little bit more here.
They just let AKM have 50% of his ult charge by poking them at long range. I'm not exactly sure what Norway's plan is here. Apparently it's to go into space.
Let's go. Find that peanut butter.
AKM,
there it is. I saw it. Oh no! He died in space. France is well situated now to keep defending.
I'm pretty sure AKM knew exactly what he was doing and foiled that attempt.
In space, no one can hear Winston die to a machine gun.
But you know what? Envision did backcap it up to a third.
I guess so. You're going to need a bit more than that, though, I think.
The moonwalk at least got something for Norway rolling there.
The distraction power.
I want to see another defense like we saw earlier today that starts outside in the moonscape. Everybody's back outside again.
I know that's a great idea, but...
All right, let's get some low grab battles going on. That's what I really need to tie off my Shanghai experience.
Get my Unreal Tournament fix. Here we go. AKM gets a nano boost, gets the sound barrier, and gets the kills. Quite a few. France, unfortunately for Norway, easily handling this attack yet again. Only got stomped by Nox at the end.
Must be an unpleasant way to go, Doa, getting landed on by an 800-pound gorilla.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, if it was outside and low gravity, it wouldn't be quite as bad. But we're inside the space station right now. It's a full weight. It's simulated, but it's a full weight.
You know what's funny is it does the same amount of damage even if it's outside.
That's true, I suppose. Maybe he rakes them with his claws, his gorilla talons.
Oh, Unko actually getting killed by Decod there.
Yeah,
Norway
gets
maybe
the double.
coming back into this.
Okay, Norway with a shot here. Let's see if they can pull it off. Soon still on the outside, pretty close to that pulse bomb. IPN needs to be careful. He's killed many a tracer though this week.
All right, they're just gonna wait for this one. They tried to pop around the side. IPN nearly got him, but Soon's gonna win the battle. Rewind.
It was so close. He gets taken out by Onigod in the end, and Norway, it looks like, will at least be able to claim point A. They're not gonna have a whole lot of time to take point B, though.
Well, France not gonna have a lot of ultimates. Unko going to switch over to the Sombra now, and Nico did use his Dragon Blade in that last engagement. Yeah. So a big chance here for Norway. They have a Dragon Blade of their own, and they have the support ult advantage.
Onigod low already. Needs to be careful from these flanks. Under pressure.
Norway really has a big chance right here. They have a huge window of time to work with on this first attack.
That's better.
All right. Soldier says strange things sometimes. AKM up on the high ground as Norway charges in. They decided to come in with that Transcendence. Onigod so close to the attack visor. Kills on both sides. Onigod trying to find the kills for Team Norway. They need to get more control percent built up here. Oh man, and France coming back. It looked risky for a moment, but it looks like they're going to be able to defend this, and this really seems like it was Norway's best shot.
That was definitely going to be Norway's best shot right there. They had a tremendous ult advantage. Unko, in the meantime, after the swap, has already gotten his ultimate up, so the EMP there, so is the Dragon Blade. And Norway, they had every opportunity to let AKM do a little bit too much damage from the high ground before Aiko could get up there and stop him.
Norway milling about on the high ground. They're going to try to get a big pick with Envision here. AKM, ooh man, that's a lot of damage already. Has to recall, trying to confuse him. There's a pulse bomb. Can't quite finish him off though. AKM fighting for his life, running for it. Does he survive? It looks like he does. And man, that was a lot of effort for not a lot of reward on the Norway side. They lose Envision in the end.
Yeah, used basically all of his cooldowns in order to try and make that work, but the help of wins there on the Lucio, not able to turn it into an actual kill. And now we see France going aggressive here.
Yeah, they know they've got Norway pushed back enough. Going out, getting a couple kills at the end, and that's going to slow Norway down even more.
And now to hide.
Yeah, and France, 5 out of 6 ultimates. They are in great shape to defend this one for another 2 minutes.
Unko really not having to use very much there, and sound barrier available. When are they going to pop in when they come in? AKM is actually found by Envision this time.
It's a big opportunity for Norway. They've actually got a couple kills already, and here comes the Dragon Blade for Nico. He's trying to turn things around for France. Gets 1, gets 2. And Norway in a little bit of trouble here. Onigod with another attack visor. Not a lot of targets to find though. Soon sticks him. And Decod forced to pop that Primal Rage. They did manage to get 50% here on the point. So that is something anyway.
Maybe a little bit too aggressive there from France to start things off, but Envision really opened that up with the kill onto AKM, denying a possible tack visor, but again, it will be coming out this time around. Norway finding another small window of time to at least get some of that percent on the board, but they still haven't managed to complete the cap.
Norway coming back. They've got a couple ultimates to work with, including Ico's Dragon Blade. And says a bit. There's a sound barrier. That's the cue. They're going to go in, try to use that extra shielding to get a good attack going. Nothing yet. Sound barrier comes in for France. A little bit later, AKM with that tack visor now. Norway already falling back, scattered completely, and France handles that with ease.
Yes, they do, but they use almost everything. Probably didn't have to pop the Primal Rage there. They did have very firm control over it after Wins used the sound barrier, but
they still have 3 ults left, so.
Yeah, they do. And only a Dragon Blade on the side of Norway, but that can be very effective as long as he's not going to get hacked by the EMP.
True enough.
Take a look and see if Ico can actually manage to make this work.
Yep.
Ooh, that Transcendence was baited out. It's going to be late onto the point.
Yeah, they got to get really aggressive here. And oh, IPN goes down. Double kill for Unco after that EMP comes in. And now the Dragon Blade for Ico gets hacked immediately. And Norway just cannot seem to get anything going here on point B. 15 seconds left, and that should be about it.
That was wonderful timing by Unco right as the Transcendence ended to pick up those kills.
Yeah. Absolutely. Norway with one last desperation push as they come in. They're going to pop the Primal Rage. France seems to be ready. Unco firing from the outside. AKM already with 1 kill, and Nico comes in. Ooh, he does get taken out by Onigod, who gets through that attack visor. Oh, really? Onigod with 3, and they are going to get the second pick. Can they actually finish it off right here? It's so close. EMP for Unco, but they need more than that. Wins back on the point yet again. They take the Lucio, and they... Oh, it's so close.
100%. It's at 100%.
What? Okay, settle down.
Wow.
They got it.
Clutch from Norway with Onigod's tack visor. I don't think France thought there was any chance for them to get onto that point and actually make it competitive, but in a very, very last ditch, it will be Norway in overtime taking the second point. So they have made Horizon competitive now.
That must have been like 99.999. It just rounded up on the counter. I don't know. That was crazy, man. Some really close matches this week. But Norway, hey, they got both points. It was in overtime, but that's something that Rogue potentially might struggle a little bit to match, no matter what team you are.
Yeah, especially
Horizon can be tough to take both points.
Especially because France has looked sloppier on this map, and we saw it again here. They were overcommitting, at least on point A, looking a bit cavalier in the way they were handling some of their team play.
Yeah.
And not as well practiced on Horizon, that's for sure.
I mean, how many times have you been on the ladder and you defend so well with your team and then people get just a little bit lazy at the very end and that last minute desperate push works? I mean, it happens all the time. You really have to stay focused through 100% of the round.
Definitely do. Proof is right there in front of you. France looking like they're not going to really shake anything up this time, except for Nico on the Diva, and Norway looking pretty standard themselves from what we've seen. 2 Divas, however, will be going head-to-head at the start of this attack round for France.
Yep. France. What did you say, Wes? Didn't quite hear that.
He was just mumbling in space again.
Oh, all right. I see. France on the attack now. Got to get both points. And Norway with a chance to stay alive, keep their hopes for BlizzCon alive. And here we go. France coming in. Going for the solo support. Nope. Check that. Double support.
Double support. Count. No, got Unco on the Zenyatta, you know. And
Zenyatta's a DPS.
That's how you play him, I know.
That's right.
All right, well, Norway going to be spread out here onto the high ground. They're going to cluster up a little bit in the center of the point, but going to get some good damage there on the clear sightlines.
Traub, got to be careful.
Throw the grenade at his feet, and now France inching their way up onto the high ground. No Tracer flank coming in yet, though. Just Trying to send all 6 people up here, and they're soon zooming over to the point and trying to at least get some pressure on there as he duels with Envision.
Wow, yeah, one-on-one Tracer duel on the point. There can be only one. Envision taken out by Soon in France, grabbing a couple kills on the tertiary side of that fight as well, and it looks like they are primed to take a very fast point A.
Yeah, Aiko will be demeched. Meanwhile, the just keeps ticking up. One member of France on the point while the rest play the cleanup squads, and that's going to be AKM with a fast attack visor. Could be useful on their next attack.
Yep.
I'm on fire.
Oh man, Aiko's still alive.
Not anymore.
Oh, that's very bad. Aiko not going to be respawned by the time this attack begins, and here comes the attack visor. They needed that D.Va to block a lot of this ultimate.
It's a huge 6v5 advantage. Actually, Aiko respawning in the spawn is so close. He
great
gets back.
pick from Onigod. That actually might have just saved that round for Norway. Would have been a very quick pick, but instead, Onigod gets the crucial kill.
My ultimate is charging.
That'll delay France for just a little longer, allow them to get the mech D.Va back up before the threat of that tac visor.
Yeah, and there's no rush for France. They've got plenty of time here to build a few more ults. They can go for an eco push or two before they really commit.
Wind's nearly there.
Yeah.
100% now. Soon looking. Oh, he's going to get the stick.
He did. IPN taken out. Unko on the return. Bull Senyatta's going down. Norway on the defense, though, of course, and France with a lot of ultimates to work with if they choose to continue this attack. It looks like they're pulling back, and ooh, late pick on to Soon.
Fight still going, though. AKM still hasn't used that tac visor. He's going to force the attack out of Onigod instead and back off. So Norway using a lot of ultimates there. France baiting them out, and they're moving up into 5 ults, and Soon will have his pulse bomb back relatively quickly as well.
Well, IPM has the Transcendence. Sound barrier for France, though, as they come in. First defensive ult used. There's a trance now for Norway. And they are going to try to win. Decod with the kill on the wins. Good start for Norway, but Nox responds as IPN goes down. Onigod coming around the side right now, and Nico looking for another one of those big Dragon Blades that we've seen all week long, but Aiko takes him down. And Norway seems to be holding strong for the moment. France not done quite yet, and oh, as I say it, France turning this fight around. This could be it.
Attack visor still there. Now it's finally going to be used. The patience for the cleanup. Nobody's safe coming through these doors, and the control percentage gonna tick up. They just can't get to that point fast enough.
Yeah, AKM got that last Helix rocket off during the tac visor, and they will track when you do that. Knocks the kill onto Decod immediately, and now France just has to handle the respawns. They come fast on this map, but France has such a huge advantage. Norway is in a lot of trouble.
There's a little bit of tickling onto the Soldier 76. Decod already back again. It is at 90% or so at the moment.
There we go.
Finally comes through, but that's 4 minutes and 23 seconds for France to take point A.
Yep, and not only just point A, but really only the first tick on point A as well, I believe.
Yeah,
so
that is correct.
Yeah, yeah, France is in a pretty good position right now, to say the least.
They certainly are.
Yeah.
So we will be swapping sides for France to make their final attack. It was pretty quick on that last one, and Norway needs to full hold on Horizon just to draw.
Well, it all comes down to this. For Norway, they must defend the very first tick on point A, Horizon Lunar Colony, if they want to have any chance of going to BlizzCon, but right now it is looking pretty likely. I'd say 99.9% likely that France is going to come out on top of this one.
Yeah, especially on this particular map. I mean, it would be more common, of course, on a different assault map like Hanamura to be able to full hold.
Sure.
But Horizon has been quite tricky for most teams to not even let an opponent have that first tick.
I think we've had 1 point A hold on this map this week.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Just that single full hold.
Yeah. And so here we go. Last chance for Norway. And France with a great opportunity to punch their ticket to BlizzCon and join China as our 2 qualifying teams from the Shanghai stop in the Overwatch World Cup. Here comes France. AKM on that low ground again.
Norway actually playing more in the corridors this time than last time, where they let AKM farm a lot of his ultimate by standing on that high ground.
Yeah, you don't want to let him put that pressure on that he did before. Here we go, Decod taking a lot of damage up on that high ground. Soon's trying to capitalize. There's the kill, and Winston out of the way. France with the door wide open to go after point A here.
No.
Oh man, and somehow, some way, Traub got separated from the rest of his team, and that is disaster for Norway. France jumping onto the point right now, and again, remember, all they need is that very first tick of point A, and it looks like they're gonna get it right here, right now. France able to do it. They will win Horizon Lunar Colony 3-0ing Norway, and they are going to BlizzCon.
As expected, Doha, the results here in Shanghai. France topping their group, going to the Overwatch World Cup playoffs, and China joining them. We have our first 2 of those 8 teams in the brackets.
That's right. And a pretty resounding win by France as well. They looked a little bit rough